Hi, I'm Lisa and welcome to the Happy Kitchen.
And I'm also the photographer. I'm Joe. And together we actually make up a company called Sinful Creations here in St. Louis. You probably know Lisa from her world famous Lisa's Fresh Homemade Heavenly Baklava, the Fresh Homemade Heavenly Hummus, the Fresh Homemade Heavenly Chocolate Chip Cookies, and the Chocolate Amaretto Cookies, which is also heavenly, by the way. You can probably pick up a trend here of some sort. Everything's heavenly. And that's because...
And don't forget Joey's Heavenly
Yummy
Yammies.
Yeah, Yummy Yammies
for the holidays.
Yes, we got all those products are here locally, and the Yummy Yammies are just for the holidays. It's a roasted pecans, caramelized brown sugar on top of some sweet potatoes. I can't tell you the rest of the recipe because it's classified. Yeah, you know, I have to hurt you. But anyway, we have the company that we have, Sinful Creations. We wholesale our products out locally, but what you may not know is that Lisa also is a fantastic cook. She specializes in... Well, you're welcome. She pays me to say that. Pays me very well. Her Greek and her Mediterranean background makes her just a fantastic cook. She's got people all over town that follow her recipes. They absolutely love her cooking. So we thought we'd put together some instructional videos for you so you can make the same recipes at home. So we hope you enjoy it.
That's right.
So what are we going to start with today?
We are making the traditional Pastitsio. It's a comfort food from Greece. A lot of Americans call it Greek lasagna, but don't think lasagna. Think more of a hollow macaroni and cheese noodle with a hamburger that is spiced not with anything traditional that you would use in American or Italian cooking, but Mediterranean cooking, which is allspice, nutmeg, and one of my secret ingredients, which I will tell you in a little bit as I'm cooking. It's a 3-step process, so give yourself time to make this during the day. We need 3 pots. One for ground hamburger meat sauce.
How much of the onions did you put in it?
I put 1 onion.
1 onion?
3 pounds of hamburger, a little bit of olive oil, and I'm just browning that up right now. While I'm doing that, while this is browning, I need to wash my hands as I go to the next pot, which is the bechamel sauce, which is a white, smooth, creamy cheese topping sauce.
So I'm going to step in and continue the process. So what kind of meat do you use as far as how much lean meat, how much lean to fat? What percentage do you like to use?
The best thing to do is to use an 80-20 percent. That's the right ratio, fat to meat.
And normally you would use what, like a medium to high flame?
Medium high. Let's get it cooking.
Okay.
Yeah. Now this bechamel sauce, you can't see it, but I'm scalding about 2/3 gallon of milk. Scalding is a process of cooking the milk right before it boils, So it's scalded, but it's not boiling. Once milk starts boiling, you're going to get a big fat curdling mess. So we're doing that, and that's a process of whisking and whisking and whisking. While this is going, Joe, could you leave that alone?
Sure.
Put about a 1/4 cup of cornstarch into that bowl with about a 1/2 cup of milk. Cornstarch will melt only with cold liquid. So you want to mix the cornstarch with anything cold. Cold milk, cold water, or cold broth, anything like that. And that is in place of a roux. We're using this, and some people like to start their bechamel sauce with a roux. I like to start it by scalding the milk and then adding the cold cornstarch. That will thicken it up very nicely. So we've got this going.
See, I'm glad you mentioned the cornstarch with cold, by the way, because I remember just tinkering around in the kitchen. I was always told you need the hot water to help it dissolve.
No, it won't. It'll be all lumpy and it won't work at all.
That explained why my soup looked like Fruit Loops
there
when
you
it was
go.
done. Yes.
There's a reason he's hanging out with me. Oh, sorry. All right.
Now we're going to look at, I also wanted to mention about the noodles that when we're cooking those.
All right.
Lisa does that a special way because you just don't put them in hot water.
No.
What's your technique?
You boil the water. You boil the noodles in lots and lots of water, high levels of water in your pot. Then,
And is there a term for that?
high levels of water in a pot.
Rolling.
Then you take it to a rolling boil.
See, we talked about this before we started this because I wanted to make sure she passed along the technical part of it.
Right.
Because me, like, I'm a guy, I follow recipes. She's a pinch here, she throws this in there. So I actually had to force her to make the recipes here so she can pass that along to you to make sure that you got all the ingredients right. But traditional cook, contemporary cook, I've got to have all the measuring spoons and the cups. And yeah, so we differ in that part. And that's a good thing.
Payback, Joe.
Yes.
Payback. These noodles are a long, hollow noodle that you can get in the international markets. It's called a Misco #2 Pastitsio noodle. You can see the Pastitsio picture on the front. And it's at global markets in St. Louis, any international market that sells Greek items. So those are the kind of noodles you need. I have been known to cheat and use elbow macaroni in a pinch for the holidays when I was making big pots and I ran out of Pastitsio noodles. All right, we're scalding this milk. It's just about ready.
Misco.
Miso.
You know, the smell of this hamburger is making me Misco hungry.
No. Yeah, no.
Misco hungry? Miso hungry? No. Oh, that's
No.
Oriental soup, I think.
Miso. That's miso.
Miso soup.
Not miso.
Oh, wise guy, eh?
All right. All right. We are going to.
We had to do some Three Stooges.
We are
that's my
going
fault.
to continue. We're going to season.
Okay, this is pretty brown.
All right.
So I think this is just about ready.
I am not measuring the salt. Oh no.
I'm
not
shocked.
measuring the salt.
I'm so shocked.
Okay.
Okay.
Salt. Salt is going in the scalding pot of milk and in the browned hamburger meat.
Is that just for taste or is there a reason for that?
For taste.
Okay.
All right. Now, into the meat goes
You got
my
cinnamon?
secret.
Oh,
This is my secret. There is cinnamon in Pastitsio, but my secret that I put in the
Sorry
meat
about that.
and in the bechamel sauce is actually pumpkin pie spice. About a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. A heaping teaspoon of cinnamon.
Now you don't add the pumpkin pie spice just because we're making this around holiday time.
No,
you make it like the way all the time.
I always make it like that.
All right, cool.
And about half a teaspoon of white pepper. Greeks love white pepper. So that's going to boil.
Okay.
Now this milk is getting to the point where it needs to be fixed. All right, so I'm going to. I need a big spoon or a measuring cup. Thank you.
Big spoon.
All right. I'm going to temper the scrambled eggs. It's about 5 eggs in here. I'm going to temper that so that the eggs don't scramble as you put it into the hot sauce, the hot milk.
Oh,
Yep.
that's what tempering is. Okay. But the eggs are going to cook anyway when you put them in here, right?
Right, but they'll scramble. You don't want scrambled eggs in your sauce.
Ah.
That's why it has to be nice.
So that
and
brings it a
smooth.
little more up to temperature then.
Yes.
So okay,
Yes,
very
so
good.
it's even temperature. Now I'm going to add the cornstarch. And that's going to that should thicken it up immediately. If it doesn't, don't panic. Slowly. Keep whisking. Keep whisking.
Slowly she
No.
Step by okay.
No.
They're my boys.
Can't take the boy out of the room.
So So how thick do you have to make that?
Pretty thick.
Okay.
I'll show you. I'll show you.
Should I turn this flame down a little?
No. Let it cook.
Okay.
You don't want to be a sissy in your cooking. Turn the flame on. Don't leave it. Just cook.
Just make sure you're watching it every few minutes.
All right, so what I'm going to do, I added the cornstarch and milk mixture. I'm going to add now some pumpkin pie spice and some cinnamon. And there was some allspice around here somewhere. Cinnamon, a little bit. And I love allspice. Could you just...
Okay, that's a 1/8 of a teaspoon, another 1/8.
All right, that's fine.
That's all we need?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Recipes.
I hate recipes. White pepper, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Now this should start getting thick. All right, Joe, will you take the meat is browned?
Yep.
I think everybody pretty much knows how to brown meat, hamburger meat. Would you please take the 1 small can of tomato paste?
Okay.
We're going to have to add some water to this so it's just not too thick. I really prefer tomato paste over tomato sauce. You want just a tomatoey flavor. A lot of yayas I know that make pastitsio, and they make delicious pastitsio. They add a big fat squirt of ketchup into their pastitsio. I do that too sometimes. But this is the traditional way.
And if you're a guy, by the way, and you're having pasta and you run out of spaghetti sauce, ketchup, and we just don't tell.
Please don't tell Yaya.
Yeah, we don't tell our wives, our girlfriends, our grandmothers, they'll turn over in their grave.
That's right.
So yeah, we want to make sure and follow the recipe. It doesn't have to be by the teaspoon or the 1/4 cup, but you do have to make sure you put all the elements in there correctly so everything will fuse together the way it's supposed to.
Do you see how I haven't left this milk?
Yes.
Once it's scalding, you don't want to leave it. It will burn so quickly. I would add about a bowl of that with water.
Okay.
There you go.
And how come we're thinning it out like that?
I think I'm trying to go up, not down. That paste will make it very, very thick.
Oh, okay.
All right.
It's starting to stick to the bottom just a little bit.
You can turn it down a little bit while we're...
Okay. Because I'm the one that's going to have to Brillo pad the thing.
That's
so
right.
I don't want to have too much of it on the bottom.
There you go.
Okay.
He's so good at cleaning up.
She cooks, I clean. It's a great arrangement. But I like to cook too, so I state that for the
He
record.
does very good yummy yummies. I'm putting about 3/4 of a cup of Parmesan cheese into the mix. All right, and in go the tempered eggs. Now, slowly whisking so that those eggs don't curdle. Very slowly. Of course, it's not baking the way I want it.
I don't see anything scrambling in there, so that's good.
Nope,
Good sign.
it's nice and smooth. If this doesn't thicken up in a minute, I'm going to have to add some more cornstarch
Okay.
to it. For the sake of time, why don't you take this off
Okay.
the heat, just take it off the heat, and then why don't you show how we assemble the pastitsio?
Okay.
All right, so we need to get so what you want to do is get some butter and put it on the bottom of the pan. We want to grease a casserole pan. Don't freak out about the size of a casserole pan. You can use any size. Lasagna pans are pretty small. You want to use a restaurant size half pan, a restaurant size full pan if you want to double this recipe,
Just to
or
coat
a
it?
3x9. Just
Okay.
grease it and make it.
Okay.
And this isn't,
Not thick enough?
not really. It's not thickening the way I want it to.
Okay.
So we go back to the cornstarch. That's all right. This is a good lesson. You can eyeball it.
So how do you know when it's thick enough, though?
Oh, you'll see it. It'll be very creamy.
Okay.
All right, very creamy. All right, and
So
see,
the-
these are my 2 forks. He put them away, but I need them. I use 2 forks when I cook to stir things. See? Gets everything stirred quickly. And spilled, but that's okay. I always spill, don't I?
Pretty
I
much every
always
day,
spill.
yeah.
I spill.
But consistency is a wonderful
That's
thing.
right.
It really is.
There's no surprises with me.
Oh, no, there's still surprises.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to layer these on the bottom.
Yes.
And how many rows do we do here?
Oh, just 2. Some on the bottom.
Interrupted with the meat sauce?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can spread them out. You can spread them out.
Okay.
And don't hesitate to use your hands. Use your hands when you cook. Just grab them, stick them in there. Just make sure you wash your hands. There you
Oh,
go.
they're washed. Yes.
Oh, I know you wash your hands. I'm telling you that. Wash your hands.
How's this look?
Perfect. Now we want to take that Parmesan cheese and sprinkle it all around the top of the noodles.
Artwork. Okay, this is a Picasso. This is beautiful work. I have to congratulate myself once in a while because, yeah.
Because nobody else will.
Nobody else. She's very honest. Okay, so how much am I just sprinkling on
Just
lightly?
sprinkle the whole thing on.
Oh,
Yeah, don't be.
you don't do any on the top, just on this part?
You do some
Okay.
on the top too.
Okay.
Just doesn't want to thicken up today.
Okay. What's next?
The meat sauce.
Okay, how much
So
of this?
make sure that you don't get too much juice.
Okay.
All right, so you really move this. Perfect.
Are we using all of it in there then? Just strain it out?
And all of it.
Not all of it?
All of it.
Okay.
All of it. The whole thing. Make sure you get the ends. Do the whole thing so that nobody gets cheated.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what this dish looks a little like. Maybe something from England or one of those other countries, like a meat pie. What do they call those things?
There's nothing like a Greek pastitsio.
Just trying to make conversation.
Yeah.
I'm trying to sound worldly.
Nothing. No, nothing from England. I've been there. No fried meat pies or fish and chips.
What do they call it? That pie with the beef in it? Over there?
That Scottish haggis thing?
No, it's
That's disgusting. That's
shepherd's pie.
shepherd's pie.
See, I didn't think I was hallucinating.
No, you are, because that's mashed potatoes, and I will make you a shepherd's pie.
No, that's okay.
Oh, it's delicious.
In that case, I
One thing
accept.
I've never made for you is shepherd's pie. So good.
Well, that's a risk for me because they drink beer warm over there, and I cannot do that.
You'll
So
love my shepherd's pie.
okay.
Okay. You like mashed potatoes, yes?
Yeah, I do.
Vegetables, hamburger,
Smashed potatoes are
Oh.
good with garlic and Cajun spice.
That's right.
And by the way, I'm not just a wonderful assistant. I also have my own signature recipes, my orange brandy chicken, which I'm not going to share with you. That's my secret that I make for her. And I make an awesome chicken cordon bleu and a Chateaubriand out of this world. So there's more layers to me than just being a wonderful cooking assistant.
And so cute.
Set the record straight.
All right. Not just a pretty
That's
face.
very biased, very biased. Thank you for that.
Excuse me. I am looking for it. All right, let's get that on there because we're just about done.
All right. Oh, one more spoonful. We don't want to cheat anybody.
No, don't cheat.
We all know what happens to cheaters.
That's not good. All right, that's good.
Okay,
All right, so show them how that looks,
look at this.
please.
Opa!
Not yet.
Oh, no, not yet.
Okay,
I'm jumping the gun. I'm sorry. Okay.
more layers.
All right.
Okay, that can be spread out.
Oh, spread out.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Women, you know what I mean. We just have to say I'm sorry for him. All right.
I'm glad they couldn't hear that on there.
Okay. We're covering this. Oops. All right, now this sauce actually turned out very well. Let's put this over here. This is what you want it to look like. Very thick.
Oh, nice. It almost looks like a thickness of like a cream of wheat.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So all you have to do. Now I made a lot of bechamel. Sometimes I tend to overdo it, right, Joe?
Yeah, she pretty much overdoes everything, but that's a good Greek cook right there. They
That's
always make more than
Too
they
much.
need.
Well, you never know who might come by.
I cook for 2, she cooks for 10. That's just
An
the way it
army.
works. Yes. But that's a wonderful thing because that way more people get to enjoy her amazing meals that she
Thank
makes.
you, honey. Well, when you have 4 children too, you need to learn how to cook for a lot of people. And I cooked for a restaurant for many years.
A very successful restaurant here in St. Louis. We can't mention the name for obvious reasons. But the recipes are still being used there and people absolutely love. And when they taste one of Lisa's wonderful offerings, they know who made it. Who made it?
Who made
it?
Who
cooked
made it? Before
That's a new
you
word.
do anything.
I was ready to chow
No,
down.
no, it's not cooked.
Oh,
All right, before you do anything, you got to poke in, and let that sauce go down.
oh,
Get that sauce.
venting it.
Uh-huh.
Very cool. All right.
Get that sauce all the way in there, so nobody gets cheated. Okay. You're gonna really don't be afraid to work with your food either.
See, this is a great technique. If you're a guy, you're just going to be slopping it on the top and just,
That's right.
you know, smoothing it out, making it look good like a cake. But this makes all the sense because you want it to drain all the way down to the bottom to surround all the noodles. So that's wonderful.
Yeah, this can be messy. All right, you can put your choice of cheeses on top. When I make it for the kids, I do cheddar cheese. They really like cheddar cheese. For today, I'm just going to use some Parmesan cheese. So, I'll go get that. Joe, if you could show them the finished product.
Yes. Because this is only a 20-minute show, we wanted to make sure this is exactly how it should look like. You want the cheese just to brown a little bit on the top. And the orange, well, how would you explain the orange color on there?
That's just from the hamburger meat and the tomato.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you the bottom, the sides.
Let's actually cut into a piece.
Sounds good. Lunch.
Lunch. All right. If
This
you
has
want to
been making me
grab
very hungry.
if you want to grab a plate.
Okay.
You hungry, honey?
Always.
All right. There you go. That's what it should look like. in this cut.
Okay, so you can see the layers of meat, the layers of noodles on the bottom, and then the meat on top of that, and then the thick creamy sauce with the Parmesan cheese on top. But like you said, you can also use, what other cheeses would you recommend?
You can use cassetti cheese, which is also found at international market, and cheddar cheese. I prefer a sharp cheddar cheese. I think that goes really well with it.
What's an origin of this wonderful dish?
I don't know.
Well, it's made mostly in Greece.
It's in Greece, right? It's made. I don't know where it started, but it's made in Greece, and this is a comfort food. This is not something that the Greeks eat every day. The Greeks have a very healthy Mediterranean diet, which is mostly fish, lots of cheese, lots of good olive oil,
Hummus.
and they do eat a lot of hummus, baba ganoush, which are fresh vegetables, fresh chickpeas. Everything is very fresh. So this is more of a holiday type meal or a comfort food type meal. You may serve this to a guest when they come over. Do you want to taste it? Is that why you have the fork?
I'm not messing this up.
Okay, there you go. It's not real warm, but
That's okay.
I hope you enjoy it. And remember, the pumpkin pie spice that I use in here is just nutmeg, cloves, cinnamon, a little bit of ginger. It's all the flavors that we use in Pastitsio. So that's why I use the pumpkin pie spice. I also use that in some of my Greek wedding cookies. I flavor a lot of things with that pumpkin pie spice. So that's my little secret.
Delicioso.
It's good, huh?
Oh, that's
All right,
Italian.
good.
That's another
Italian.
recipe we'll
Yeah.
do another time.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this wonderful recipe, and we'll see you next time. Welcome to the Happy Kitchen. Bye.